Hello from Tennessee. So I've gone about 30 days without any purchases, and I wanted to document kind of what my thought process is right now as I move towards fall. I want to buy a watch, and I'm probably going to flip several watches, and I kind of wanted to give some insight into my thought process. And to start with, I want to go through my collection and uh, show the keepers that I have currently in my collection. Watches that I'm about 99.9% sure will not be going anywhere. And I think this will give insight into my decision making process. I'm currently at 25 watches, and I'm probably looking at flipping 4 or 5 as I get towards fall, and just buying one. So hopefully that makes sense. But I'm going to start off with some keepers, and these are Casios that I have that will not be going anywhere. Um, and so the first one I have actually needs a battery. This is one of the first. I need to get a new battery for this. I'll do that at some point. Um, this is one of the first watches I bought when I started collecting. I wanted something that had like a barometer on it, um, a barometer and a thermometer on it. So I thought it was pretty cool. Um, and like I said, I think it's probably 3 or 4 years old. So I think the battery life on them is about 3 years. So I got batteries upstairs that I'll eventually replace it too as well. So that's the first one. I don't remember the model number, but it's like a $35 watch. But I think it's really cool because it kind of shows where I started. The next one I have is, I think, kind of an iconic watch in the Casio world. This is the World Timer. But this World Timer here has special meaning because this watch, soon after I started collecting, my wife and I went to Australia. And so this watch actually went to this particular watch, exact watch, went to Australia with me. My wife actually has one that she wore too as well, and we have a good friend over there, and we actually bought him one and brought it over to him. So, like I said, just an iconic watch, and for the price, you really can't beat it. We're talking again about $35, but again, has a good story, as this one does too, because like I said, that was one of the first watches I bought, and I think this World Timer has a great story behind it too as well. So that's not going anywhere. That has some sentimental value. I don't wear it a whole bunch now, but occasionally I'll take it out. The next one, I've had this one. I got this one early on in my collection journey. I bought this from my buddy Jerry at the time. I think he had a couple of them, and this isn't stock. It comes with this just has like this 5610 has like a rubber strap on it, standard I think, but you can find, they're getting more difficult to find now, but they call this a combi bracelet, and I think it's just killer on it. This is kind of like my yard work watch, and I just love the aesthetic of it. And usually I start every day with this watch too, as well as I'm getting ready for work. The benefit of it is that the time's always right on it. So if I forget to set my watch the night before, I can simply swap watches and then, pick up the time off this one and get rolling. So that was pretty cool. And then last but certainly not least on the Casio side is the Bling Master. This one has huge sentimental value. I went through a difficult time, you know, probably around almost 5 years ago to the day. Went through a difficult time and had a group of buddies that purchased this and sent it off to me. So it just, this watch really exhibits what the watch hobby is about. You know, it's not about the watches, it's about the people. And I've got a few buddies that still have one too as well. So definite keeper, and a watch that means a whole lot to me too as well. So that's it. That's the first vid. And I want to continue to kind of go through my keepers, and then we'll start talking about watches I'm gonna flip too as well. I have a couple watches in mind, and I've got one saved as my screensaver right now. So I am definitely going to purchase something this fall, but I really wanted a reset and to get my collection down a little bit too as well. So that's it. As always, stay positive, make friends, enjoy the journey. Take care, everybody.